I suppose I should introduce myself. I'm Esther, though that wasn't always my name. And this is my story. It all began in ancient Persia, a land of golden palaces and whispered secrets. The air was thick with the scent of spices and the sound of 1,000 stories waiting to be told.
Uncle Mordecai, look! I found a flower growing between the stones.
Just like our people, little one, we find ways to thrive in the most unlikely places.
My uncle Mordecai raised me after my parents died. He taught me about our faith, our traditions, and the importance of keeping secrets.
Remember, Hadassah, that's your true name, but out there you must be Esther. Our people have survived through faith and courage. One day you may need to find both within yourself.
As I grew, so did the tensions in our land. The palace loomed over us, its golden domes gleaming in the sun, holding promises and threats in equal measure. Then came the day that changed everything. King Xerxes, in a moment of anger, banished Queen Vashti, and then...
By order of the king, all young women are to be brought to the palace.
Esther, I'm scared. What if they take me?
Shh, it's okay. Here, take this. It will keep you safe, just like it did for me. Remember, you can bloom anywhere, just like that little flower we saw. As I was led away, I couldn't help but wonder, was this the moment Mordecai had prepared me for?
Welcome to the palace, ladies. You have 1 year to prepare to meet the king. These silk-draped walls and perfumed halls will be your home now.
Look at her. She doesn't belong here. She's as out of place as a weed in a garden.
Here, let me help you with that makeup. A soft touch works better than a heavy hand.
Thank you, Esther. You're so kind. How do you stay in a place like this?
I just remember where I came from and who I am inside.
What's your name?
Esther, Your Majesty.
Esther, there's something different about you, something true. You shall be my queen.
And just like that, the girl from the Jewish quarter became Queen of Persia. But my story, my real story, was only just beginning. The real test of faith and courage still lay ahead. You know, being queen isn't all golden crowns and silk pillows. It's complicated. Hello there, little one. You're free to come and go as you please, aren't you? Sometimes I envy you.
Esther, my queen, what do you think of this new decree?
Your Majesty, perhaps we could consider how it might affect all your subjects, even the least among them?
Esther, you must warn the king. I've overheard a plot against his life.
My king, I bring urgent news. A plot against you has been uncovered by a loyal subject named Mordecai.
This Mordecai shall be recorded in the chronicles for his loyalty.
Bow before me, the king's most favored advisor.
I bow only to God.
You dare defy me? You and all your people will pay for this insult. Your Majesty, there is a certain people scattered throughout your kingdom who keep themselves separate. Their customs are different from those of all other people, and they do not obey your laws. It is not in your best interest to tolerate them.
Do with them as you see fit.
By royal decree, on the 13th day of the 12th month, all Jews, young and old, women and children, are to be destroyed, killed and annihilated.
The words echoed through the palace halls, each syllable a dagger to my heart. Oh, little one, what am I to do, my people? They're in danger, and I'm hidden away in this tower of gold and lies.
My queen, have you heard the news? There's great celebration in the streets for Haman's new decree.
Celebration? But how can they... yes, of course. How wonderful. If only I could fly away like you, little one. But I can't abandon my people. There must be something I can do. In that moment, I realized that the true test of my faith and courage had arrived. The question was, would I be strong enough to face it? Who are you, Esther? Are you the Queen of Persia, or are you Hadassah, a daughter of Israel? Perhaps you must be both. It was time to embrace my destiny, no matter the cost. You know, they say that the darkest hour is just before dawn. But let me tell you, when you're living it, that darkness feels endless. No, please.
Esther, help us.
Bow before me or die!
You deceived me. Guard Caesar.
No! Oh, little one, what am I to do? I'm just one person. How can I stand against this tide of hatred? God of our fathers, hear me. I'm afraid. I don't know if I'm strong enough for this.
Uncle Mordecai, tell me again about Queen Esther.
But you are Esther, little one.
No, the real Queen Esther. The brave one.
If not me, then who? If not now, then when? Well, little friend, it seems we both have a choice to make. Will we stay safe in our golden cage or risk everything for something greater? I suppose that's my answer, isn't it? Send word to Mordecai. Tell him that I will go to the king.
But Esther, to approach the king uninvited is death.
If I perish, I perish. But I will not stand by while my people suffer. As I prepared to face the king, I felt a strange calm settle over me. Whatever happened next, I knew I was doing what was right. You are Esther, Queen of Persia, and you are Hadassah, daughter of Israel. It's time to be both. With those words, I stepped out of my chambers and into history. The true test of faith and courage had arrived, and I was ready to face it. Well, here we are, the moment of truth. I'd like to say I strode into that throne room like a lioness, but the truth is, my heart was pounding like a drum.
Esther, what brings you here uninvited? This is most unusual.
My king, I have a request, if it pleases you to hear it.
Speak, my queen. Even up to half my kingdom it shall be granted.
I wish to invite you and Haman to a banquet I have prepared. It would honor me greatly if you both would attend.
A banquet for me? How delightful.
Now, Esther, what is your real request? Surely you didn't invite us here merely to dine?
My request and my petition is this. If I have found favor with you, O king, and if it pleases your majesty, grant me my life. This is my petition, and spare my people. This is my request. For we have been sold, my people and I, to be destroyed, killed, and annihilated.
Your life, your people, who would dare threaten you? Who has done this terrible thing?
An adversary and enemy, this vile Haman.
What? No, I...
Guards, take him away! How dare you threaten the queen and her people? Esther, my queen, your people shall be saved, and Haman shall hang on the very gallows he built for Mordecai. Your courage has saved your people.
Let this day be remembered and celebrated for generations to come. We will call it Purim, to commemorate how our sorrow was turned into joy, our mourning into celebration. May it always remind us of the power of faith, courage, and unity. Uncle, do you remember what you told me all those years ago? About finding faith and courage within myself?
I do, my dear, and you've made me prouder than I could have ever imagined. You've shown us all what it means to have true courage.
As the sun set on that miraculous day, painting the sky in hues of gold and purple, I realized that my story, our story, would be told for generations to come. A story of faith, of courage, and of how one person can change the course of history. And who knows? Perhaps you were born for such a time as this. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it.